guys, welcome back to the Rhino Waxing channel. Now, we are back on the Mini. We've kind of finished the ski season, and for the people that aren't au fait with the channel, Rhino Waxing is my ski and snowboard servicing and repair business, which I run alongside me working a full-time job. And it allows me to pop all the videos onto YouTube for people to go and have a look and see what I do to their skis and snowboards. So if you're interested in that, go across, hit like and subscribe. But it also allows me to go onto the YouTube channel and put lots of other content on. Exactly. Now, very echoey in here, and the reason for that is my body shell is still away with muzzle fabrication, having a roll cage fitted, as well as a few of my questionable welding techniques, a bit like my hoop I've put in the back for my harness bar, and I thought I did a really good job with my subframes for my seats, but he's going to fabricate some a little bit more funkier ones, kind of mimic the ones off of Owen Fabrications, and that's kind of where it all is. And an update really on all of this is I'm rebuilding my car. I've had it since I was 15, I'm nearly 50, I've got awesome engine to go into it, and I'm actually building my dream build. It's taken some time because it's obviously very expensive, and I am replacing everything with new or reconditioning what I already have. So when I say replacing stuff with new, things like the seals, things like the high-low bushing that goes in the radius arms, these are all new. I've got all sorts of bits and bobs. So I'm going to stick in my hand, I'm going to walk through what we've got here, and I'm going to self-assemble my rear subframe. Front subframe has been assembled, that's in a previous video, so go across and have a look. But yeah, we're not scrimping, we are making sure that the stuff that goes on this car is as good as I can physically afford. Don't get me wrong, there is other better stuff out there maybe, like lightweight aluminium CAD radius arms. I can't afford £700 for 2 radius arms. This is not going to be a competition car. They have done the job perfectly well. Everything gets sandblasted, everything gets powder coated, other than I've painted the radius arms. They've been sandblasted. We've put new sleeves in. Here are the old ones. They weren't actually too bad, to be fair. There was some wear marks, but this is what we're doing. We're really going into it in depth, even to the point, brand new wheel bearings all the way around, for the simple reason I don't know where they've been sat, because they've been sat for some time, and dust and dirt gets into them, and I do not want to have any problems moving down the line. So there is some stuff that I will be using again, like wheel cylinders, etc. But again, all the backing plates have been powder coated. I'm rambling on, let's stick you in my hand, and I'll show you some of the little goodies I bought to put my car back together with. Now, as we sat there, over here, we've got one seat is away, because obviously that's being mocked up. That's that pedal box that I bought. That was a direct replacement, which is not. Bit annoyed that I actually bought that, but never mind, I have, and I am so deep in with that. That's obviously been fabricated into the car. There is my CAD twin cam 16 valve exhaust. As you can tell, we've got those square flanges, which is just truly awesome. And under here, we've got obviously reconditioned. I've got my brake discs, so they're fine. We've got to do some reconditioning on those. Steering rack's been sorted, drive shafts, all powder coated, new boots, the whole lot. Wiper mechanism, high-low mechanism, powder coated, treated. If I spin around over here, CAD 4-pot calipers. These are front and rear, brand new shocks. These are lowered shocks by ProTech. This is obviously the front one. All adjustable, so we've got brand new front and rear. Here is the rear, just in here. So we've got the rear ones as well, which is cool. We've got a Hell Performance oil cooler, albeit I have got another oil cooler coming for that. Carbon fibre dash. We've got carbon fibre boot floor. We've got Owen Fabrication lemonade. I'm going to be modifying the bulkhead and putting these down to the front subframe, so I can cut the inner wings out, which is quite cool. Really do love those. Beautifully well engineered. And we've got Owen Fabrication seat mounts as well, so we're going to polish those up and clean them up and get them sorted. There's my old bearings. Wasn't really a lot wrong with them, for the simple reason though, I don't know if they are good or not, or if they've got damaged, so I'm putting new in. We've got plates and welding onto the bulkhead, as well as all my other bits that I've had powder coated as well as. So powder coating colour for this is 7012, if you want to know. That's the CAD quick shift just there. And I've got all the other bits and bobs, battery holder, and all sorts going on. So lots of carbon fibre bits in there as well, which is really cool, but they all come. CAD negative camber rear brackets, so I'm going to need those to go over here. And I've really got to start finding stuff, because my garage is... I tidy up. I just never seem to keep on top of it. Anyway, powder coated rear subframe. I've welded in some support bars and bits and bobs. Like I say, you could put a tube in, but I'm getting into all of that rubbish. Like I say, we've welded it all up, seam welded it all. Powder coated, sandblasted, painted up the radius arms. We've got new bushing just in here and here, so they're ready to go in. We've put new shafts in. Again, the old shafts weren't too bad, but again, this one was actually a lot worse, to be honest with you. There's some heavy wear, obviously, and paint mark. Obviously, these normally come with these rubber seals that perish. I actually did find some of these seals which are kind of neoprene with webbing inside, which is really, really cool. I say neoprene, they're rubber, but basically like a Samco hose cut down, and they fit on nicely. So these shouldn't perish and crack, because these ones here are renowned for that. And that is really, really spongy. That is a lot harder. So hopefully they'll be hard to get on, but that said, they hopefully shouldn't crack and fall off. All my old brakes and bits and bobs I've got in there, and bracketry and bolts, which obviously I will be reusing and cleaning up. But going down through, put brand new wheel bearings in. That are the old ones. We've got the new seals and stuff to go in. Painted up all the hubs, because that's to allow for the... again, if you go across early into the video, they are for the single bolt stud conversion, which is this here. So we don't have 4 wheel nuts, we have one big one. These are from Force Racing, so if anybody's interested in these, they are Force Racing. Everything's been powder coated, as you can see. High-lows, we've got the mini fins, we've got CAD solid mount bushing in all the powder coated items. You can see just here. Brand new rubber donuts, so that's to go on. And what I actually have done, because these are brand new, I had these before being powder coated. I had these laid down 3/4 of an inch. So these would normally be up here to allow for the extra room, which is cool. We've got new caps and all sorts. Back plates have all been powder coated, new rubbers. So yeah, we are pretty much ready to rock and roll. I've just got to assemble all of this stuff into here, so it's basically ready. So when the shell comes back, I've got some more modifications, like I say, to do, but I can bolt it all in, get all the brake lines and fuel lines in, and then I'll take it all off, and then get the shell painted, and then we can bolt it all in for its final time. So hopefully everything in the car will be like brand new. I've got my Pierre de la Resistance just over there behind my bonnet, and I do need to get a carbon bonnet because I need a lump in the bonnet for the 16 valve engine. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, before we start time lapse, I just thought I'd mention all the fixings on the car are going to be stainless steel. So I've managed to find a supplier that supplies UNF stainless steel bolts and nuts, which is great. And how you tell the difference, you've got a white nylock, normally metric has got blue. Now, these reinforced seals, these are always slipping off and cracking. These have got kind of, as you can see there, like a threaded inner seal, within the seal, and like a neoprene or rubberized, like a Samco hose type feel to them. Now, they were extremely tight. I got these off of eBay because I'm fed up with them ripping and cracking. And how I got those on was a cup of very hot water to basically make them a little bit more pliable. But they've gone on an absolute treat. Really pleased with those. So we're going to be getting the subframe together now. I've got all the bolts in all the holes, so we're ready to rock and roll. It's just a case of assembly. Time lapse. I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. I'm working out as it goes along. It is quite self-explanatory, so if I can do it, you guys can do it. Now, I had a lot of things powder coated, so I am greasing up all the bits and bobs. These are these CAD solid mounts. Some of it is lovely and interference fit, some of it is not, because obviously that's a lot tighter than that. So I've greased that up and I'll hammer that on. Not hard, actually it holds it in quite well. But I'm not quite sure if this side here needs to go that side or if it needs to go that side. I'm putting it that side for the simple reason that surface there is the same size, opposed to that surface there is slightly bigger. So I'm not quite sure which one's going to go on the inside or outside. Obviously these are from CAD. Some of them you get bushes that go from both sides and they're half bushes and they're both the same size. I don't really think it makes much of a difference, but that's how I'm going to fit it, like so. So hopefully that is correct. I have no idea. If not, I'll just take it all off again. No major drama. I will line up the holes so it looks nice and symmetrical and tap that on with a rubber mallet, but we're getting there. Okay, note to self, don't work like me in a right mess where you don't know quite what bolt goes where when you buy loads of bolts from a bolt shop and it gets really confusing. Anyway, what we've done, these are the CAD negative camber brackets. So there we go, CAD. I've fitted it upside down because that way then it stops these arms falling down all the time. If you were to flip it over and work on it, obviously they'd fall this way and then your trumpets or your rubber cones keep falling out. So I taped them up when I was lifting it up and down as you saw, and it just stops them falling out and creating a bit of a nightmare when you're trying to hold everything in place. These are all done up nice and tight, all stainless steel in there and down there. Those rubber gaiters are all in lovely. We've got the same distance on the teeth just here as we have down this end. Now, big rookie mistake I made, put the radius arm in and completely forgot to put the grey end on. So I had to take it all off and did it again. I did that up super tight, then looked across over here, and because these are kind of interference fit and these are solid mounts, I could see a whisper of light between here and the actual rubber, and I hadn't done this one up tight enough. So then I had to take that one off, do that up nice and tight, and now it's all back and ready to rock and roll. So we just got to stick the end feet on and then we're going to build up the brakes. I fit these dreaded things to the back of a wheel cylinder. So got my wheel cylinders here. Luckily I've got the plate already off the Mini, and there's that one fitted. Like I say, everything's been powder coated, so there's quite a tight interference fit with everything. I don't know if this is the right way or wrong way. You see lots of people with a bevel type tool that they make. I don't have one of them. So let's stick this through here. There we go. I'm going to stick in the bleed nipple for the simple reason I don't want any dirt really going in there. Should have really had some tissue in the other bit. Everything is nice and new and clean. I've cleaned the wheel cylinders up. The reason why they're black because I have rust treated them. There we go. Right, so how do we fit this in here now? Where is my little trim clip? Where did I put it? There it is. I always fit it with the open to the bleed nipple. Now, how I kind of do it is like so. I push one side on because you want to fit it so the concaved part is facing downwards. And then what I do is I get one side on and then I just catch. If I can get that over. There we go, like so. And then what I do is I get a socket, put it over the top, and then give it a tap. Hey presto. There we go. All fitted. Nice and straightforward. I just want to make sure that is all in, and it is. Wheel cylinders nice and tight. So there we go. Lever it in, use a socket, tap over the top. That way then you won't be damaging and scratching everything. A little hack there to fit your wheel cylinder circlips. That's something I have done before. And that was my easiest solution, because normally you push it up this way and then you end up scratching everything. So let's get back on the Mini. That side's all done. On to side number 2. We're going to clean this up. I have had to order some hub washers because I cannot find mine anywhere. So I won't be able to finish off bolting up the hub quite yet. So it's all there, ready to go. Bearings are all in, brakes are all in, which is quite cool. I've just got to get some hub washers to go with the nuts, because I've got to fit my single stud conversion, which if you haven't checked that out, go back onto my channel, because that is this thing just here. Right, let's get back to time lapse and let's get this thing put back together. Now, for all you people putting brakes in, I checked the passenger side. Sorry, the driver's side, the offside, which is correct. Brake shoes here, they might look correct, but actually wrong. This is the leading edge, and this is the leading edge. You need to be having the exit edge over here, because the wheel's spinning this way. So this is the leading edge, and I think I'm right in saying this brake shoe is actually upside down. If we flip over to the other one, by the way, those caps are an absolute pain, and I've been playing with putting it on, taking it off, because I don't know how tight to do this hub nut. Now, the wheel spins this way, so you want the leading edge here, and that's your exit edge, which is just there. So that is the correct way for the driver's side, okay? And if you have the passenger side, obviously I've got 2 high bits for that. It needs to be down this side on this shoe, like this one. So we're going to quickly flip the shoe around on that side. But again, these things here, I've watched videos online, people say finger tight, people say torque them up to 60 pounds-foot. I really don't know, so I'm literally just nipping them up, finding the hole and putting the split pin in, and we'll see how it goes. There we go. Anyway, let's get back to a bit of time lapse and let's get the shoe, that side, turned around. So there we are. It is all done. I am so happy with this. I haven't gone for garish colours. I just want for simplicity and make sure everything is coated and painted so it won't corrode, it won't rust, it will last a long time. Anyway, single nut stud conversion. I have done a video on this on my channel. So if you are interested on how that works, then do go across and have a look. These are the blind studs. Interestingly, these are not right-handed and left-handed thread for both right-hand and left-hand side. I did reach out to Force Racing, haven't had a reply, but I didn't know if that was meant to be the thing. They're just all right-hand thread. I've never had an issue with them coming undone. That said, stupidly, when I first put these on, I put on the green Loctite, and that was the biggest mistake in my life because I could not get to the nut undone. Won't be doing that again. So there we are. Enamel coated the cones there, so they normally corrode. Everything is powder coated, as you can see. Obviously, this is not. This is just silver hammerite paint, but we've got those CAD brackets there, CAD solid mounts just here, stainless steel fixings. The pins are all being lubed up and put in. We've got the handbrake quarter plates for the handbrake cables just to go in. I've just got to get some little clips to put those in, but they're all lubed up. And there we go, all powder coated. And I've got all stainless fixings there. Exhaust mount just in the middle. I reinforced the subframe just at the back because that always bends. So I've got a few more jacking points if need be. And this is this side. Come up lovely. Really pleased with this. So, and you can see where I've welded all the subframe up. And that is just the back. Just there. Again, looking lovely and fresh. Really pleased. Really, really pleased with this. But there we go. One subframe. Let me spin the camera around and let's close. So there we are, guys. One rear subframe, all completed. And I must say, it does look pretty dapper, doesn't it? The body shell is due to come back any day. I'm just waiting for the weather to drop because we've got to pull it back on a trailer and I don't want the welds and the roll cage to get wet. When we get back here, obviously, I will make sure that all the welds are covered in primer, epoxy primer, and seal it all up before it obviously goes to paint. I've got some more fabrication to do on the shell for fixing brackets and stuff. But I'm really chuffed. Muzzle fabrication really did come through to have the roll cage done. It has taken some time, that said. Those things come to those, good things come to those who wait. And obviously I had ski season, so to be honest with you, I wouldn't have touched the car anyway. But it's so lovely to get back onto it, building it back up. I've got to dry fit the front and rear subframes, get the awesome engine in to the car, and then obviously basically work out what I need to do. I've got the bracketry to go inside the car for the brake lines and fuel lines, so I've got to get all of that organised, and I've also got to put the carbon boot floor in, so I've got to cut that out as well. Again, I've never done any of this before. This is all completely kind of new to me. I've never done a bare nut and bolt rebuild, but yeah, really pleased with this. It looks lovely and fresh and clean and shiny, and I've done a lot of talking in this video. So guys, follow me on Instagram, follow me on obviously on Facebook. Actually, I'm not on Facebook. Yeah, I am on Facebook, but Ride Right Waxing, more ski stuff. Instagram is RetroMini1330, which I'll pop along the screen just here. I put a load of photos on there, but for the people that haven't seen the cage, at the end of this video, I'll drop some photos of the cage on, so do stay tuned. But like, subscribe, guys. And yeah, can't wait to get the shell back, to actually start working on it. And basically, yeah, get this thing up and running. I am super keen. I just want to get it all bolted in, dry fit everything, take everything off, get the shell painted, and then I can get everything on for the final stage, get it back to rolling and looking lovely, ready for the shows again, and enjoying driving and hopefully having great fun with that new amazing engine I've got. But thank you very much indeed for watching. But until next time, we will see you soon.